Back to the gaming though. Kingdom Hearts series is coming to Steam next month. No hot take here. Don't really have anything to add. Just know that more PlayStation games are coming to PC. If you guys want to play with that shitty ass camera and Kingdom Hearts 1 HD remaster, it is coming to PC. No Pretty Ricky. Let's stop talking about music, man. Let's stop talking about music. Pretty Ricky. Nah, Whitney Houston wasn't on there. 20th anniversary announcement. Oh, this is from 2 years ago. This shit is old. Why the fuck did they put this in here? I thought this was a new trailer. Anyways, coming to PC. What's the release date on it? June 13th. June 13th. So if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts, because I feel like we have this conversation in the chat all the time, and people don't believe me that it has a shitty camera. Feel free to buy the remaster on PC and see how bad the camera is on Kingdom Hearts 1. Shit, maybe I'll pick this up and play Kingdom Hearts 2 because I never played it. Like, it'd be like a back burner game. One day. I don't know when I would play it, but one day. No, you know what? I'll add it to the Steam wish list. Catch it like on a Steam sale when it's like dirt cheap. Then I could play 2 for dirt cheap. Yo, shout out to the 800 people we got in here. If you're new, hit the follow button. Turn on noties so you know when I'm live. Apparently, there's a Kingdom Hearts 4 leak. It'll come out in 2025. I need a trailer. Sony's big day. No Luther. No Luther's Wild. No Isley Brothers. It's crazy. It's crazy. PS Plus leaker turned general insider Bill Kunn has... Why do these leaker niggas always got weird ass names? Why can't your name just be Paul the Parrot or something? Like something normal. Josh the Leaker. It's always some weird shit. Bill Kunn has shared word that Sony is planning to launch its annual Day of Plays promotion next week on Wednesday, the 29th. The initiative traditionally marks the start of a huge PS Store sale alongside PS Plus offers and discounts across the PlayStation Direct website. In years gone by, Days of Play has also happened around the same time as a PlayStation Showcase. The D-Lab report says that the usual PlayStation Plus discounts are expected. 25% off of PS Plus tiers is possible, while PS5 and PSVR 2 headsets could also be temporary. No, the PSVR 2, Jimi Hendrix was on the list, bro. He was in the top 25. They need to give this shit away for free. PlayStation VR. Expect a full roundup here on PlayStation Plus Square. PlayStation Showcase has lined up with the Days of Play promotion in the past few years, with rumors claiming Sony plans to host on. So yeah, whatever. You guys ready for some big discount? I'm hearing the PSP's coming back. Who you hear that from? Who you hear that from? Who did you hear the PSP's coming back? There was an article that came out like a month or two ago, but like there hasn't been anything substantial about it. Did like the GameStop employee tell you? I would like a new PSP. Let me get the article. I think you're talking about the same article that came out like a month or two ago. I know what you're talking about then. I thought you meant like something more recent, like there hasn't been any hard evidence. I know what you're talking about. That's what the PlayStation Portal should have been. Yeah, I don't understand. Sony should make the PSP 2 analog sticks, give it the power of the PS4, have 2 triggers on the back, no touchpad, no gimmicks, just straight power. And then also have the ability to stream your PS5. It shouldn't have been a pure streaming thing. If they wanted to do a PSP 2 that was a PSP 2 Lite that could only stream the PS5 and it'd be cheaper, that would have been cool. But also give like, you know, one with an OLED screen with actually some power behind it. They don't buy Sony. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we talking about PSP 2. You niggas don't buy shit. What does it matter? I don't know why people are asking for a new PSP and they won't support it. I would love a PSP, but honestly, nobody would buy it. As I'm saying, most of y'all wouldn't buy it. I don't even know why we talking about it. Mystic on YouTube uploaded a video a couple days ago. Insider Gaming. Yeah, this is the same article I was talking about. April 5th, 2023. This is old. I already talked about this shit. It seems your viewer average increased these past few weeks. You're gonna reach the 1.5 pandemic averages. I hope so. I think it's because of the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. I was on top of that shit, and then I think it woke people up. Like, oh, this guy's content is good. Maybe I should stick around. So people, shout out to all the new people. That's why it's important if you want to be a content creator, when there's a moment that you can benefit from, hop on it. Like that was something I was genuinely interested in, and I hopped on it and I capitalized off of it. The issue I have is there's usually not a lot of things that like I'm super interested in. So like, I'm usually like on my own island. But when I find something that I'm interested in, and because like to me, integrity is when To me, a lack of integrity is when you're doing shit that you're not interested in. I think it's important to do things that you're passionate about, because people love passionate people, and I was passionate about that. So I think, you know, we had a little crack through, and it brought some new eyes on there. And as Hokage Thoughts continues to grow, I'm playing the slow game. I don't think and I don't want to say never, because a wise man named Justin Bieber once said, never say never. But the likelihood of me ever being as big as someone like a Kai Cenat will never happen. And the reason being is because I'm opinionated and I'm an asshole. But we can get a little bit bigger. Your highlight channel made me want to come to the lives. The thing about, like, this thing you got to understand, like, if you want to be a content creator, unless you have like a super extreme opinion because although I do have opinions, one thing that does make me different is my opinions are my own. I'm not a grifter. You can be super opinionated if you're a grifter, and you know what type of people I'm talking about. The people who make videos that just hate on everything. They're trying to appeal to a certain. I'm not trying to appeal to anybody. I just make shit, and if you fuck with me, cool, and if you don't, that's cool too. Yeah, TVH, you hurt my heart with the Drake disrespect, but I had to support you though. It wasn't disrespect, it was real. Y'all said Mystic dropped the video. I'm not familiar with Mystic. Mystic PSP. Let's see. That was 5 years ago. Who got the link to the video? Somebody said he dropped the video like last week about the PSP 2. Is this the guy y'all are talking about? This white guy right here? Mystic filter. Let's just go to his channel. Oh wait, here we go. 3 days ago. This must be talking about. Okay. 12 minutes. God damn, bruh. You already know what we doing. Playback speed. Shout out to Mystic.
So we have a very interesting rumor going on right now in the PlayStation landscape, and it's not just a rumor, it's a rumor on its own, but it's also right next to something where there was a discovery of a job posting at SIE, a very real job posting located in Japan for Sony's hardware team.
What the fuck?
Business. And that job
posting monitor just went out.
Certainly revealing enough to where some people are
wait, what the fuck?
And that kind of goes into what we are going to talk about today, which is something.
Hey, hold up, y'all. Wait. There we go. Oh. Hold on, let me check my HDMI cables. I think they're loose. What do you want, dude? Yo, I cannot see my fucking monitor. Did Mystic break my computer? Because my Xbox shit is... What the fuck? Yo, what is it doing? Wait, when I drop the video... Yeah, what the fuck? Hold up, y'all. Is it the video? I can't even make it smaller. Is it YouTube glitching? It might be YouTube. The OVO Defense Force, Aki in the back giggling. That nigga is never laughing. He is just be concerned. Is it YouTube bugging? What the fuck?
So we have a very...
I just got an email from Google. Something spooky happening. It might be YouTube glitching. Okay, I'm not gonna do full screen. It might be YouTube glitching because now it's working. Oh, that was weird. I think YouTube was bugging. Yeah, it just might have been a rare YouTube glitch. All right. Back to what we was doing. Yo, shout out to Chief with the sub. Playback speed 1.5.
SIE, a very real job posting located in Japan for Sony's hardware.
Attacked by the Go Woke people.
And that job posting is certainly revealing enough to where some people are putting two and two together.
BBL
and that goes into what we are going to talk about today, which is something we've actually brought up before, and that is the possibility of Sony revisiting portables, actual local play portables, so not a streaming remote play device. This would be a portable PlayStation that could locally download things from the PlayStation Store, and that would be primarily PlayStation 4 software. So, the actual rumor itself comes from the Russian journalist Anton Logvinov, who was apparently one of the first people to mention that Sony would start shipping their games on PC. So they put this rumor up on Telegram over the weekend.
So it's coming from a credible source.
I can't speak to the legitimacy or the reliability of this person. Obviously, from what I'm reading, apparently this is somebody to write off completely, and it's not worth humoring. But either way, this was the source of this rumor, and that's where it was making the round. So we'll at least humor what they're saying here. So when translated, this does
somewhat credible.
By the way, I can confirm that Sony is preparing a new PSP 4 release. But damn, there are only PS4 games in the launch lineup, which are generally available on PC and therefore on Steam Deck. Retail chains, by the way, are quite skeptical. Either Sony is doing something completely bonkers here, I think that's what they're trying to say, or they are still keeping secrets from.
If this is true, why the fuck would they only do PS4 games? If possible, why not make it slightly less powerful than the PS5? And it should be able to run PS5 games because the screen is smaller, right?
partners. So
what do you think is a good price point? No more than like, I'm 300. Y'all paying 400 for that handheld? I think 300 would be max for me. Yo, shout out to Not Wavy.
that's where the rumor is. That kind of goes back to one that was from 2-3 months ago. This was when Moore's Law
Because if we talking 400 plus, you might as well just get a Steam Deck, get a full PC.
Released some of those internal documents in a separate upload on YouTube, and that's where, you know, it was obviously going over primarily PlayStation 5 Pro stuff, codename Trinity, but in there was also, I believe that was the same upload, but it was a reference to Sony also possibly working on some kind of handheld, and he wasn't sure at the time if that was something that is on the roadmap in the next, you know, let's say short term, 2-3 years, or if they're planning on doing this long term, 5-6 years down the road, and that would be able to, say, play PlayStation 5 software or something. Again, that's like purely speculative, but at least that's what Moore's Law's 10 was referring to at the time, and I believe that was the same upload that was taken down by SIE, which adds more reliability, at least to.
Or just get a PS5, LOL. Well, handhelds have a place. You'll understand when you get older. Handhelds have a place. Like, some people just want to lay in the bed and play games or be able to play things on the go. You don't know everybody's lifestyle, you know? Like, the PS5 is a big lunking console. So maybe like a powerful handheld is something more beneficial to them, and then maybe they like being in that PlayStation ecosystem.
Third parties were getting PS5 Pro Dev kits. But either way, the point is, the job posting is something that popped up a little bit before LTPS when it went up on Friday. So this is mostly fresh, or rather it was discovered somewhat recently. So this is located again in Japan.
Yo, shout out to Rob Bass Jr. with the 5 gifted subs, helping a brother hit that sub goal. I appreciate you, man.
This would be Sony's hardware team because SIE headquarters is primarily in California, but the hardware team still.
See, look, somebody said in the chat right there. Honestly, my Steam Deck has been superior at this, especially since I've had my daughter. You know, everybody's lifestyle is different.
Is at the mothership, you know, so the Sony group.
Get it in where you can.
The title of this job listing is System Software Developer. You would be working on a system development with program compatibility between different architectures. So under roles and responsibilities, it says, through translation, develop systems to enable programs developed for our entertainment game consoles to run on game consoles with different architectures. Specifically, we will enable a large number of game titles developed for PlayStation to run on the new architecture system. This system must be equipped with a mechanism to facilitate defect analysis in the event of problems. And then for skills and qualifications, they want C, C++, familiarity with recent major
nerd shit. Gigawatts, teraflops.
And they also want
your mom's a bop.
Discuss these technical issues in English. So this is absolutely worth discussing because it's out there in plain view.
So if you're familiar in coding in gigawatts, you know, Sony's looking to hire.
It's a real job posting. They're looking for somebody to help build some kind of compatibility layer between one library of PlayStation games and getting them moved over to a different architecture. So there's enough there for us to speculate, I guess we should say, but there's not enough there for us to really pin down exactly what library of games, where is it going. When they say different architectures, is that simply referring to, you know, going from Zen 2 to Zen 5 for AMD APUs, right? Because like the safe guess here is that going into PlayStation.
Shit, it doesn't even need to be the power of the PS5. Maybe like the power of a PS4 Pro. Because then you could take PS5 games and downscale them. Keep in mind that Horizon Forbidden West, that ran on PS4, right? What was Ragnarok on PS4? There hasn't been a big enough technical jump. Like, I feel like they can downscale the games. So like if you wanted to take it on the go.
6. Sony's probably going to keep using AMD as the primary vendor supplying the APU for PlayStation 5. So that's kind of the safe guess. Although the immediate discussion surrounding this job posting was maybe Sony's looking at doing ARM, like using an ARM-based PlayStation 6, which would be different enough to where like maybe that's why they're looking for this kind of talent, right? If we're going to humor the idea that Sony's going to go with an ARM-based PlayStation 6. But, you know, ARM is something that is oftentimes much more advantageous to use. And
Ragnarok was on PS4? Yeah, they could do it then. They could do it.
Your phones, tablets, portables.
Yeah, and 720p is acceptable on a handheld. Although, like, I would hope that it's at least 1080. But, like, when the screen's that small, you're not going to notice, really. Yeah, there's ways that they could cut corners with handhelds to where they can make this possible.
Right, and so we've had this.
Y'all still playing
ongoing rumor about
Tears of the 720p
portables, and Sony going back to that that marketplace. And as I've said many times over, it's always a little rant that I like to get into. But when it comes to Sony ever revisiting a proper portable, as in local play, not like a PlayStation Portal, if they ever do that ever again, it has to basically be a portable PS4. And I say that because
speaking of ecosystem, I've seen people complain about Apple's wrong for having a strict ecosystem with their own products, like what we're talking about. A strict ecosystem is annoying, but then it's also what makes Apple great, and it's also why their computers don't really get viruses like that, because they have such strenuous. I was kind of talking about that with like gaming the other day, how like they need to bring back that Nintendo seal of approval quality. It's what makes. I think they've gone maybe a little bit overboard and made things a little too hard. They got to find that happy medium. Because like with Droid, it's too open, and like with Droid, like you go download an APK, you don't know if you're downloading fucking Call of Duty Mobile or a damn backdoor Trojan.
You have to log into this thing, and a library is there. Developers have to you have to make this so that developers don't have to do anything. It has to be basically a Switch or a Steam Deck, right? That's the exciting thing about a Steam Deck. You log into Steam, most of your library is there, most of it works, and I say most because most of it does work. And for the Switch, it's a hybrid platform. So basically, you can use it on the TV, or you can use the portable form factor. Nintendo figured out a long time ago that, hey, the 3DS not really doing too well.
Someone tried to explain what people are basically asking for is an Xbox controller to work on PS5. Yeah, that's fucking stupid. That's like complaining that your Honda Civic keys don't work on a Ferrari. Nigga, fuck out of here. Like, what are you talking? That's just not how business works. That's what we would call entitlement. There has to be a happy medium. You can go too far, but there has to be a happy medium. Like, what are
We
you
only ship
talking
about
about,
70
dog?
million. Half the domestic, right? That's the marketplace is shrinking. We got to get out of there. Obviously, Sony did not do well with the Vita because it's its own little bespoke device with its own dev environment. That
Don't sleep on Honda
developers have to
Civics.
manually
I had one.
with that rant in
That
mind.
wasn't a yo. What the fuck, nigga? That wasn't a shot at Honda Civics. Like, that's what you got out of that. I used to have a Honda. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like,
The only way this financially makes sense for Sony.
Damn, nigga.
It has to be, a little.
No, cut that single mother behavior out.
For PlayStation Plus, you can start playing it that way and whatnot, and so. But it gets into the conversation at that point. PlayStation 4,
You gonna say, hey, I got a Toyota Camry.
Which even at the time that was a little bit outdated, but how do you get that form factor into a portable, basically, right? Things like the Steam Deck or all these other little portable, well, not little, they're quite big, but these portable PCs that are on the marketplace now. And a lot of them are great and they do work reasonably well, but we can see the core issue with them is that they can oftentimes either be extremely expensive or they run into thermal problems, or there's a memory bandwidth issue.
Thermal problems. Who got a Steam Deck? Does that shit get hot in your lap?
That for a more traditional platform holder like Sony,
or your hand,
want to go down a certain path that's similar to Nintendo Switch, which is very much more of this closed boxes, and obviously it's a highly optimized OS when you log into this thing and turn it on or whatever the case is. But
barely, no, that's cool.
And when I say fairly, I mean not $700-800. This thing would probably be it would not be $200 either, so it'd be somewhere in the middle, right, to align with expectations of what you're getting, which are PS.
It's just hard to believe the pricing, what he was saying. First of all, I fuck with Mystic. He seems pretty down to earth. Like, he's just giving info. He said 200 though. Like, I don't believe that. I have a hard time believing that. And it's because they charged 200 for actually like 250, wasn't it? For the streaming device? They charged 250 for that. So I have a hard time believing they're gonna come out with a PSP 2 that has proper hardware in it and only charge 200. And just going off of Sony's track record, I hope it's true though. I just don't believe it. I hope this is true because, like, what Kali just said in the chat, handhelds are not the wave. I disagree. Like, you got to remove you may not be interested in it, but like, different people live different lifestyles. People are on the move. People got kids, so they can't sit in front of a TV, but they still love games and they want to be able to get in where they can. So, like, I think handhelds will always have a place. I mean, like, I don't understand how you could say handhelds are not a place. And the Nintendo Switch is almost 10-year-old hardware and it's still going. Newsflash, guys. The Nintendo Switch is a handheld device. I've said it on this stream plenty of times. I was tempted to get that PlayStation Portal because I want to be able to. Sometimes I'm just tired. Sometimes I'm tired. I don't want to sit up and look at the monitor. I start nodding off. I want to be able to lay on the couch with my TV going on and play Final Fantasy Rebirth. But I just didn't want to pay $200 for that streaming device. Like, sometimes there's a market for it. Trust me. There is a market if done correctly. There's a reason. I don't understand how you can say handhelds are not a thing, and the Steam Deck is selling like hotcakes.
PS4 games in a portable form factor. Sony would probably
motherfuckers be tired, bro. You're not gonna be 21 forever. Yeah, that's what it is, JP. Y'all just not grown. Like, y'all not grown yet. You'll understand when you get older. Like,
to be simple. You boot them, you play them, and they're supposed to run and work, and you're not.
Hey, we need. By the way, he keeps showing this shit. The Order 1886. If there's a game I think needs a redemption arc, I would love to see them get another shot at this game. Do a sequel. It ended on a goddamn cliffhanger. More gameplay.
As you would find in the PC environment. So
the game still looks good this day.
How do you cram a PlayStation 4 into that kind of form factor? Maybe Sony would consider simply going with a completely different architecture.
It was a victim of racism.
That's where you'd have to build a compatibility layer to make sure that all those games are going to run and work properly. Just as we saw Apple do with Apple Silicon, going from leaving behind Intel-based stuff, but they built that Rosetta layer to where all the Intel applications still work and run.
That's the reason I'm getting a Steam Deck. I got a kid and I want to finally be able to finish games. Yeah, look at it from the perspective of somebody got kids, right? What's better? Sitting on the couch with your kid and playing the handheld, and then if your kid wants something, you could talk to them or play with, like, it's easier to multitask with a handheld versus me sitting at this desk and just ignore. Like, you see how Aki acts when he comes over here? This nigga gets mad when I stream and play games. You need to talk to me. Like, as I said, like, it's literally what it comes down to with JP. So, like, some of y'all just ain't grown. That's what it is. You'll understand when you get there.
And mostly on Mac, so. that's like one recent example. And I mean, ARM would be the way to go if Sony wants to see some serious efficiency gains. Well, more so in the power draw scenario, right? So this would be probably the most ideal path for them to control thermals and maybe extend battery life as well. Which in that case too, I mean, AMD and NVIDIA, I believe, are both working on ARM-based CPUs as well. So both of them have a roadmap of doing ARM-based CPUs sometime by 2025, 26, somewhere around there. Like, that's in motion for them entering
Big
that segment of the
AMD.
business. And so, Sony has a relationship with AMD. They've been the provider now for PlayStation hardware since PS4. So I'm sure AMD would love to be a vendor for this new segment that they're entering. PlayStation hardware conceivably will sell a fair amount, and when I say a fair amount, in the context of a portable PS4, like the Steam Deck is still fairly niche, right? It sold like what, 1 million something in 2022, then up to 3 million in 2023. So it's still fairly low volume. Even if this thing only sells 10 million or like 14, 15 million lifetime, which is like Vita numbers basically, at the very least, it's a platform that doesn't live and die by developer support. The support is already done in there. I mean, this would basically be some sort of, in a way, niche Halo product in a sense, right? Like, so Sony probably wouldn't even have to be concerned with
the PlayStation Steam Deck, basically.
Just making sure that they don't lose money on them, because they would probably want to make sure that there's some kind of profit on each little device that's sold. But it's more about extending PlayStation ownership and having more engaged customers in that ecosystem, giving them flexibility with what they want for, out of the PlayStation platform, right? Sony cares deeply about how much time you spend on their platform, and they want to give you all these extenders as well, right? I mean, the Portal's one example of this. It's a very niche example, but like whether it sells a little bit or maybe more than what the company was thinking, which is what we're hearing, even then it's simply an extender for an existing PlayStation customer. So there's a lot of ways we can approach this, right? Some are also saying maybe it's for a VR headset.
Peace out, JB.
Also, this doesn't completely rule out that they're actually talking about older PlayStation hardware, like PS3, for example, which I don't want to, stir the pot and say that's happening, because I would.
Nah, fuck that. If it doesn't have at least the power of a base PlayStation 4, I'm not buying that. Niggas do not want a handheld PS3. No, thank you.
Suspect it's not happening. This reads to me like they're just worrying about the existing bulk library, which is PS4 and even PS5 software. So the one thing we can safely say about this job listing is that while we can't say for certain what library it is and where it's going, it confirms to us that Sony is committed to making sure that whatever library this is, it can go forward. And that's good news. I mean, quite frankly, I think PS4 and up is what they're going to make sure keeps going forward and forward for the foreseeable future. And I think that's at least very good news as they build some kind of team for what reads to me as some kind of compatibility layer between, as the listing describes, two different CPU architectures. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. You take it easy.
He's cool. Yeah, that man had all the super nerdy info. Interesting. Until I see an official announcement. I don't know. NVIDIA announces a 10-for-1 stock split.
In my opinion, pretty much everybody needs a web.
NVIDIA announces 10-for-1 stock split after AI-driven boom in share prices. I think I have money in NVIDIA already. Announces a 10-for-1 stock split in its fiscal first quarter earnings report on Wednesday. The shares will begin trading on a split adjusted basis. Market open June 10th, according to a release. How much will they go for? So the shares are at 900. A 10-for-1 split is based on the price, so they would cost, it'd still be almost $100 a share. Ugh, do I want to get maybe like 5 or 10 shares? Maybe. The question is, y'all think it'll go back up? Y'all think there's room for growth? They're already the third most wealthy country. They're the third most wealthy company in the world, and that's of all companies. So there's only 2 other companies they can beat, which I think is Apple and Microsoft, maybe? Y'all think there's room for that type of growth? That's the only thing that would be like kind of sketchy about investing in this. I don't know. Yeah, because keep in mind, you want to buy low and get high. You're still buying high. Absolutely, AI is only going to get bigger. I feel that. That's why it might be worth the risk if you got the money. This is not financial advice. I might have to. When is the split? June 10th? June 10th. I might have to put that in my calendar. I might get 10. I think I have 1 or 2 shares in them, but they're already outpacing Apple and Microsoft. There's already talks about Microsoft and other companies to start making their own house chips, so it might drop eventually. Y'all trust Microsoft with making chips? They can't even make a fucking UI with the damn Windows phone, and they fucking up the one UI they are known for, which is Windows. Interesting. I had to put that in the group chat. I know Siggy big on the investment. Hold on 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. That was a really weird YouTube glitch. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I heard the Windows program been getting bad out here. It's been getting a lot of bad press recently, I've seen.